Hello, welcome to Mindset with Mary. I am so excited to have you here. Today, we're going to talk about EFT tapping, what it is, what and why it works, and how to do it. So, we're going to dig in. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am here as a life coach to help guide women and even started to expand that into working with men to help them overcome the challenges that get in the way when it comes to living our goals and dreams. So, in today's session, I'm going to show a technique, EFT tapping or emotional freedom tapping, that has truly helped me transform how I am able to show up. Because, and the reason why is because so often our blocks are connected to the emotions that we feel when it comes to our goals. So the thoughts that we think create how we feel, right? Which turns into a sensation in our body. And most of the time, and if you grew up like me, you were taught that it's not okay to feel your emotions. And so what we do is we keep those emotions trapped inside of our body because those emotions are just energy in motion moving. And we leave them trapped. We don't allow ourselves to feel. And so it stays stuck. And so the blocks, when we're trying to work towards our goals, are really just these emotions that we feel that keep us stuck, that keep us not from taking action from an aligned place, but keep us taking action from a fear based place. So even if you're taking action on your goals, you might be taking action from a place of fear, from a place of overwhelm, when you could be taking it from a place of love, from a place of empowerment, which is really going to help motivate you to show up more often. You're going to have more energy because the emotions like overwhelm, stress, fear, doubt, those are very draining. And so when you start to show up and you process those emotions the way they're meant to be processed, which this technique that I'm going to show you absolutely will help. When you start to process them, you allow them to move through you versus staying stuck within you so that you are open to receiving and feeling other emotions so that you can start to believe new thoughts that lead to those empowering feelings that lead to you feeling comfortable and safe moving forward with your actions. So let's dive in. What is EFT tapping? EFT tapping is a simple and incredibly effective technique that EFT, meaning emotional freedom, that combines modern psychology with acupuncture. So you're gently tapping on specific meridian points in your body, kind of like acupuncture, but without the needles. So while speaking statements, you can help yourself release that tension. EFT tapping is really truly designed to help you move through those emotions, really help you release the resistance. Release the resistance that you have around taking actions towards your goals and dreams. So that's what EFT tapping is. Why does it work? So here's the magical part. We often have goals or desires, whether it's starting a business, healing from a breakup, or maybe just feeling more confident in your everyday life. But part of us feels so resistant. And that resistance usually shows fear, doubt, kind of like I talked about earlier, and procrastination. It keeps us frozen. It puts us in that fight, flight, or freeze state of mind where our body just feels unsafe moving forward. So EFT allows you to validate the parts of you that need to be validated, right? So often, like I mentioned earlier, we're not allowed to feel those feelings when what we really needed, like growing up, maybe even from your boss currently or people in your life currently, not validating you. This is where you start to step into your power and start to get to validate yourself. Validate that your emotions are okay. They're okay to feel, they're safe to feel. Our brain is wired to think that heavy emotions means that we're in physical danger. And a lot of times it's not. It's not the truth. It's a perceived fear. So we suppress these emotions and then we stay stuck and we don't move forward. So EFT tapping gives you a safe way to feel them, honor them, validate them, and gently guide yourself back to alignment so that you are feeling free and empowered to take those actions. Um, So what it can help you with, there's multiple things. It can help you with reaching your goals, but also it can help you reduce stress, anxiety. It can help you clear limiting beliefs, shift out of procrastination. If you have ADHD, which I do, this really helps me feel comfortable and safe knowing that ADHD is actually a superpower, not this horrible thing, right? Like it's safe for me to have those heavy emotions because with ADHD comes the waves of heavy emotions. I feel things on a really high level and I feel things on a really low level. So it really just helps me move through those emotions so much easier. And releasing fear around stress, around around success, around failure. A lot of times, the fear of success is really underlying a fear of failure because we think that when we reach the success, it's going to be so overwhelming. And then it's like we're not going to want to do whatever it is. And so it's really just us fearing failing once we get to the successful point. And so it's really helped me with that. It can even help with physical symptoms like tensions, headaches, and all of these things. So it's extremely powerful, and I am so excited for you to get to learn it. So, how do you do it? Okay, so the basic process. The first thing is really to identify the feeling. Maybe it's fear, frustration, self doubt. Name it and just be 100% honest. A lot of times in the manifestation world, you might hear not to focus on the negative, but I'm telling you here that we want to like excavate and bring up all of the negative things that you're feeling so that we can process it so that you can feel the good things, right? So on an emotional scale, fear down below, empowerment, love, all the things up here. And I'll always tell my clients this wherever they're at. Maybe they're in Texas. I'll say, look, I can't just go from Utah to Texas without moving through the space in between. So this is what EFT tapping is going to help you do is it going to help you move through the space in between because you might be in fear. But to move to love and empowerment, you have to move through all the emotions. And you have to allow yourself to feel every single one of them to move up, to let go of the blocks, to trust yourself that it's safe to feel those things, that you can actually reach your goals with fear, with doubt, with all of the things. So, and the next step is to rate the intensity. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much, whatever the emotion is, XYZ, do you feel? And then you start tapping. So, the tapping points. You start typically with a karate chop point, and this is a setup statement. So you'll start tapping here, and it will be what I call a declaration that you start with. So even though I'm feeling this fear, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you do that about 3 times. And then you move through the tapping points. Typically, you start on the eyebrow point. You can do both or one. Then you move down. So you're going through the statements, right? And then you're moving down through each one. So eyebrow, side of eye, under nose, under chin, collarbone, under arm, and then you have the top of your head. So you're going to go through 3 different sessions. So you're going to have the first session is going to be all of those fears. Like I'm really feeling anxious. I'm really not feeling good about this process. I really don't want to work on my goals. All of the things that you are afraid to feel, those are the things that you tap through. And then at the end of the next session, you put your hand on your heart, take a deep breath in. And just let it settle and ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, how much am I feeling the fear, whatever it is, XYZ? Then you move into the second session, which is going to be more of a bridge, right? It's going to be bridging the gap. So EFT is really about bridging from where you are so that maybe in this resistance phase, the self-doubt, you can start to bridge to where you want to be. So this is going to be the phase where you start to get curious, start to ask yourself, wait, what if, this fear that I have around building this business isn't so scary? What if this fear is just me worrying about rejection? And what if it's okay to be rejected? What if the rejection that I'm feeling is part of the process and that having a business means that people are going to reject me? And you start moving through that. So see how that works. Then after that session's done, hand on heart, deep breath, let it settle and ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Typically, this is going to start moving closer. You're going to start feeling a little bit better. You're not going to have the anxiety. You can also do this the other way around where you're like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do I feel reaching my goal? Sometimes that can be a little bit more empowering. Depends on how you want to approach it. So then you move into the third phase, which is typically going to be your mantras and affirmations that help you move into the belief that you need to believe to feel the feelings that you need to feel to take the actions that you need to take. See how that works? So you're validating your negative emotions. Then you're starting to get curious. Then you are stepping into the belief that is going to get you to where you want to go. Because one of the biggest obstacles that most people have, it's not the strategy, it's not the knowing how. You can figure out the knowing how later. It's the mindset and the nervous system, right? The dysregulated nervous system that's going to hold you back. It's not feeling safe and showing up how you are. It's not feeling comfortable showing maybe on Instagram, showing up on Instagram and posting and sharing vulnerably. Maybe you post on Instagram, and this used to be me. I'd post on Instagram and I'd worry so much about what everyone would think that I would be like in this like high state of mind, like what are people going to think? Oh my God, they're going to think this. And I would literally make my posts based on what I thought people were thinking of me, and it was never authentic. I started manifesting more clients when I got true to who I was and creating posts that were for them versus what other people were going to think of me, right? Like even creating this video, there's going to be people that are like, I can't believe Mary Jo's making a video about EFT tapping. What the heck is this? It's so woo-woo, right? And and you really just need to ask yourself, like, is it worth holding back and helping people in those moments? And that's why I believe that EFT tapping is so important because if you're in the business of helping other people or just improving your life and the people that are in your life, dang, you're holding back on them and yourself. That little kid inside of you that wants to see her goals out. You're holding back. So you really need to start stepping into that. And you do that through validating the fear or whatever it is that's there. So this really helps you start to build the self-love. It shows you that you can be compassionate even when things aren't working out. So if you're feeling stuck or feeling like something's blocking you from taking that action, I highly recommend EFT tapping. You want to validate that part that's scared. Let it be heard and let it guide you forward because there's probably a message on the other side of that emotion. So hopefully this was helpful. I love you with my whole heart and soul. One of the things that I do with my clients, if they request it, is create a personalized EFT tapping script and even record it for them so that they can listen to it and move through it. I also encourage my own clients to create their own script, and I'll link it here below. I have another video that you can tune into how I use ChatGPT to create my EFT tapping scripts. My words are blending together. And to be able to use that to not have to really think too much in the first, as you're starting to get used to EFT tapping, not having to think about what you need to say, just giving ChatGPT a couple things that you're wanting to work on and how you're wanting to move through it, and it will create a script for you. And then as you really start to get more in tune to what you're wanting, more in tune with your higher self, more in tune with God, the universe, whatever you call it, you'll start to be able to create that more intuitively. So, okay, before you go, I just wanted to share with you, I have a free masterclass coming up, and I'm so excited to share this. It's 5 steps to manifesting a badass life. So this is for you if you feel like you're meant for more. If you keep getting stuck in fear and self-doubt and playing it small when in all reality, you know you were meant for more. You've been dreaming about more since you were a little kid and you keep finding yourself stuck. And if you're wanting the exact steps to start shifting your mindset, aligning with your desires, and actually taking the bold, aligned action without bypassing those real emotions that are coming up along the way, this masterclass is going to be short, powerful, and totally free. It's going to help you bridge from where you are to where you're going and show you the exact steps to take to start getting there. And it's going to be super exciting, fun. It's not going to be your typical manifestation guidance. We're not going to go into just the basics and feeling positive. We're going to go deep and it's going to be a little unhinged. It's going to be the badass energy. So make sure you get signed up. I'm going to link that in the show notes. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be fun. And I'm so excited. Come, show up, bring your matcha, bring your coffee, bring a journal, bring a fun playlist, whatever you want to bring your candle and your crystals. I always have a couple crystals on my desk here. Right now I have a fresh snowball. Even though it's summertime, I have fresh snowball candle. So come, have fun. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be high vibe energy and really help you move through to the next level. So get your booty signed up and let's go. I love you so much. Mwah. End meeting.